And we are now live on Stream Sundays, the turkey month, if you will. We are here. We've got Tosh, Hazel, and myself, otherwise known as Scott. Uh, yes, we are here. And yeah, we're excited to be hanging out for our Stream Sundays. If you're here on the chats, feel free to say hello. Be cool to see like where everyone's from. So if you're in the chat, just like post like your city, it'll be cool just to see like, all the cities ringing in basically. But Tosh and I are based out of Los Angeles, as of the rest of the band, besides Hazel, who's actually based out of the DC area. So it's really cool. We're sort of like a cross-country collaborative band. So we've got Savannah saying hello, Pete Russo, Mia. Got a lot of people coming into the chat, so this is awesome. Thanks for joining us. Anyways, how are you guys doing?
Good, good, good. We just watched our friends in October Noir. They're a band that are from Florida, and they played at Bar Sinister last night here in LA, and they were awesome as always. They played with Sister Kill Cycle and Siglos. It's a band local to here, and so it's always awesome to see our friends playing here in LA. I actually saw a lot of bands. There was like a little festival. It was a Day of the Dead festival, and we had some other friends a bunch of people actually that we've played with on tour. So that was a couple weeks ago. So it's been a pretty active touring time for a lot of bands. So
Yeah.
yes, lots of live music, lots of live music. How about you, Hazel?
Man, just doing the thing. Starting some new music. Gonna work on some new music with Alice soon, I hope. So,
Yes.
we're doing the thing. Yeah, just surviving the weather changes and getting out there and doing some extra running, and yeah.
That's awesome. Is
Nice,
it getting
nice.
chilly out there?
It is a little chilly. I would
Yeah.
say I've needed a sweater when I go running, which,
Mhm.
that's okay. It's kind of nice when it's cool out, so you just got to make sure you're bundled up a little bit more.
Yeah. No, for real.
I'm seeing all
Yeah.
kinds of regions. I'm seeing Pennsylvania, my home state, which is Texas. Seeing Reno and Kentucky, Iowa and New York,
New York City.
Nevada, Nashville. Yeah. Well, Mia from the New York area.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that we're getting a lot of representation from all over the place, from Ohio and Virginia. So yeah, thanks y'all so much for hanging out with us. I love the interwebs. I love that it brings us all together from all places. I feel like we bend time in that way. So yes,
Yeah.
Yeah. I see Rock On Dudes in the YouTube chat. It's their first time here. So welcome to the stream and
awesome,
welcome and all that stuff.
nice,
Um,
yeah.
somebody mentioned that we're getting the van back. Forget where. Oh yeah. So Neil on YouTube says, glad to hear that you guys are getting the White Rabbit back. And yes, it's really awesome news. We talked to the mechanic and the van is ready to be picked up. So I'm going to be actually flying out next week and picking up the van and driving it back here to LA. And fingers are crossed, there's going to be no snowstorms this time. It looks like it's good weather though, so we'll be good. But yeah, thanks to everyone who's like donated and contributed to the White Rabbit van fund. The transmission cost $6,200, and we were able to cover that. So thank you so much. Like we couldn't have done this without you. So you have
Yeah,
saved White Rabbit.
yeah, seriously, y'all, thank you so much. We had a lot of crazy luck on this last tour with vehicle issues. From the start, we had our trailer, the leaf spring went out, and that had to get repaired. A tire blew out before our last show, and then the transmission blew out. And so it like we were like when we first saw the bill, we were like, oh my gosh, I don't know what we're gonna do. And
Yeah.
you know, it was one of those things where we were just blown away by just the incredible love and support and generosity from everyone. So thank y'all so much for saving White Rabbit. We can bring her home this week. It's got somebody, like he mentioned, flying out to Flagstaff and driving her home. So thank y'all so much again for making that possible. Yes, White Rabbit will be properly back in the fold.
Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we're here for our stream Sundays, and if you're here in the chat, feel free to ask us any question. Part of the fun is getting to interact with you wherever you are. So if you have a question, feel free to shoot it our way. And yeah, I see Rock On Dude says, sorry I couldn't help. That's all good. And if people are still wanted to contribute, the GoFundMe is still up. There's still like a lot of other costs that we're, definitely going out of pocket for. So anything helps, but at the same time, like the fact that we have White Rabbit back, the transmission is fixed. So like that is the main thing, so that'll enable us to continue doing what we love to do, which is also performing and touring. So thank you.
Yeah, and you know, I realize that for so many of us, it's times are a little tough financially, and so it's one of those things where like even just the words of encouragement and the support mean the world. So
Yeah.
you know, I was raised to believe that it's love can be shared not just in material ways, but just in the words of encouragement, and so it really has meant a lot for hearing from y'all and saying like, hey, we're just thinking of you. So yeah, like thank you. Thank you a lot.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we are excited to be back in the studio. We're like really deep in working on this collaboration that we could talk about that, right, Tosh? Is that like
Yeah.
secret? Oh yeah, with the XLR7.
Yes.
So we're actually deep into working on that. Very excited. It's coming along quite nicely. Um, Definitely we'll be getting all the vocal love on it. But first we're going to be sending it off to Steve, our drummer, and he's going to be tracking drums. And then we'll be doing bass, guitar, vocals, and all the other stuff that makes it into an Alice song. So we're really excited about that. And if you're on our tea time today, I'll be sharing a demo of another in progress song. So if you're not yet a member of the inner circle, make sure to join and we'll get you the link to join. But we're super excited about that.
I think what's really fun about the XRL7 song coming up. So for those of you that are not familiar with XRL7, it's a friend of ours from the UK that started this YouTube channel where he does pixelated, like old school animated art. And he has all these like different like comic shorts that he's built around a lot of artists in our community. And it's awesome. He's collaborated with like artists like Aesthetic Perfection, System Sin, Art versus Industry, and I myself have sung on some music with him before in his project Mix One. So when he asked us to be a part of this episode, he was like, "Okay, I want to build this theme song for this episode." And he's like, "Here's the demo of it, go." And it's really fun because I feel like it's like we're getting to translate his vision of the song. So yeah, there'll be lots of really fun, hopefully like nooks and crannies and little surprises, proper harmonies, all the things. Yeah, yeah. So it's always fun when you hear someone's demo and you're like, okay, like what can I do with this? Because it gives you a certain constraint where you're like, okay, there's a certain song that's there's certain lyrics that are there, but then like how do you actually translate the song and the meaning of it? So I think that's going to be really fun. We are very influenced, by the way, right now by Sleep Token. So last week, me and Scott played in a band called In Year. I was playing keyboards and sang on a couple songs. And one of the songs was actually a cover of Sleep Token. It was Sugar. And so we got really inspired. It's another band from the UK. They are awesome. So I think we're kind of exploring that realm right now. So a little progressive, a little dark.
Yeah,
Love it.
into it. And Steve played with us too.
Yes, Steve was on there too.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Neil is asking if we will be coming out with more music videos. Yes, absolutely. That's definitely part of the art. So as we're developing our new music, that's definitely going to be on the docket. So lots of ideas in terms of like collaborations. Hazel is an amazing visual artist, and so she has a lot of incredible ideas and visions. So I'm excited to see what the next chapter is.
Yeah, music videos are on the docket.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Oh,
this question. Jeremiah is asking, what movies do we all like? And yeah, dear interwebs, dear friends, please feel free to chime in because I am definitely in on the lookout for some really good movies. So if any of y'all have good
yeah.
movies to share, please share.
Is there
Um,
anything new that's out? That would be cool to
mhm.
to know about stuff that's out right now. But I personally love like sci-fi and fantasy movies, like especially like sort of stuff that has like a dystopian flair to it. I think one of my all-time favorite movies is The Matrix, though.
I was just thinking that
So,
the other day. I was like, man,
mhm.
Matrix 1 is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I don't think anyone can take that away from me.
Yeah, no,
Mm,
it's
And I
good.
feel like we really overlooked it for a while. Maybe
Mhm.
it'll have a resurgence.
I like The Fountain actually. The Fountain is like one of
Ah,
my Waking Life and The Fountain are both like movies that have really inspired me. Um yeah. So those are a couple older movies. But I'm trying to think of like things that are recent. Have y'all seen any good shows or movies in the recent times? I'm trying to think. I know I'm like,
I like the new Dune. That was cool.
oh yeah, yeah.
Good.
Mhm. I'm looking forward to seeing
Yeah.
Gladiator 2 as well. Like I love the original Gladiator, and the second one looks good. So definitely excited to see that.
Oh, I'm seeing some suggestions. We've got The Wild Robot, Last Action Hero, Dan to Dan, um, the original Evil Dead, Dune. Dune is an awesome one. There's a lot of ones I haven't seen, so thanks for the suggestions. We'll definitely have to check this out. Oh,
Cloud Atlas.
Love and Monsters. Yes. So John Muff is asking who has influenced us. That's always a really fun question because I feel like it changes, right? Every from day to day, what your influences are. It really is depending on like what's in the periphery. So, Hazel, what is currently influencing you?
Oh, goodness. That's I'm kind of in a place where I don't have direct influence right now. So
Mm,
I would have to say
Mhm.
I am floating on the sea of waiting for that next wave.
nice. The sea of the unknown is the influence. I love it.
Wave of
Yes.
inspiration.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
How about you, Scott?
Currently, yeah, actually, I've been listening to a lot of Sleep Token, actually. Uh,
Yeah.
Definitely like a big one in my playlist. And, like, I feel like there's so much music out there. The beautiful thing about like the times in which we live in is that there's so much music, literally like the sheer quantity amount and the amount of music that's available is it's insane. And the good part about that is that like you could almost find a new band to listen to every single day. And so I'm always like trying to like let like the Spotify algorithm like find some music for me. So I keep on adding stuff to my favorite playlist. So I'll have to check what my recent favorites are and I'll get back to you. But I found a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sleep Token is definitely one of them for sure. Um, LP Giabi, I think is the next name. She's a electronic artist who's actually a jazz pianist. I really recently discovered her through a friend, and she played with Daft Punk, or she did some collaborations with Daft Punk. So that's a really recent one for me. I've been really inspired by a lot of instrumental music. So I really like listening to like ambient instrumental, and gosh, anything that's just that I feel. I kind of like a wide array of all art and music. So also I like just going to museums and taking in visual art. And I'm definitely a nature girl. So here in Southern California, there's some really beautiful hikes. And that's one of my all-time favorite things to do. So I've been like trying to take in some nature post tour because I feel like it's really something that inspires me just to be still and quiet and just kind of listen to my heart and like really ask myself like, okay, heart, what is it that you need to say to me? So yeah, internal influences. I think that's similar to Hazel, where we're kind of just like exploring that internal landscape right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love it. Um, there was a question from Jeremiah and YouTube asking, this is for Scott, which Star Trek series is my favorite? And that's an awesome question and sort of hard because I have so many favorites, but I feel like I always go back to The Next Generation. It's like a battle between The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine with Voyager as a second. So, I
Mm.
mean, it's like those are like all the good ones anyways, but it's a toss up.
Well, Hazel and I are also Trekkies. I think I'm speaking for Hazel as well because I think I know both of our favorite captains are like Janeway. Yes, we love Janeway.
Oh
So
yeah.
Voyager is definitely on the docket. Voyager and Next Generation. I do like the new series that have been coming out. I like the first season of Picard. Like I was really moved by it. I'm a huge fan of Picard
Mm.
and Data in general. Like I think Data is an amazing character. So I don't know. Hazel, do you have favorites?
Yeah, I mean, I think Voyager is definitely up there for me. TNG is like classic for me. Star Trek, I wasn't really in the age group that did the original series, but TNG was definitely my age group. I'm gonna age myself. So growing up on that, when my parents would take me to the movies and stuff. So yeah, I love TNG. And yeah, and but Voyager I think is my favorite. Sorry, not Deep
Mhm.
Space Nine. I know that's a big one for a lot of people. It was good though.
Yeah,
It's up there.
yeah. Voyager is amazing.
I really do
I love
like
the
the
oh
oh sorry,
sorry.
go ahead. Oh no, no
No
you.
you. No you.
No, yeah.
I like the not the sequential, but the episodal style that Star Trek kept in Voyager. Even though it had the bigger arcing storyline, it still felt very episodal. I don't know if that's even a word or the right word.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
very true to like the old style where it was like one it was a episode had a full story in
The
it
full
every time.
storyline. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Very true.
Oh, we're getting a question from DC Wheat asking if we've thought about a collaboration with Lindsay Sterling. That would be absolutely incredible. She's amazing. We have collaborated actually with an incredible string player named Iru Matsumoto, playing cello, and she played on our jazz album, our Alice Underground jazz album. And we also had Caitlin Wolfberg, who's a violin player, and she played on Silent Night off of the 13th Hour. So we have had some really, really cool string collaborations on our past albums. So that's, you know, we would absolutely love Lindsay Sterling. That would be on our bucket list of collaborators for sure.
Mhm.
Check out Silent Night from our 13th Hour album. Was it? Yeah, I think it's on there. Was that where Caitlin's on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
13th Hour. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So um, the violins are epic on it, and definitely
Hmm.
check it out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
for sure.
I'm not sure if I know how to pronounce this, but Johanna is asking what was your first band? So what was your first band, Tosh?
Mankind is Obsolete was my
Mhm.
first band. And yeah, that's actually that was the precursor to Alice. Yeah, that's the first band that I got to sing and write for. So that's I guess my first band. How about y'all?
Who's going?
Um, you want to go? Why don't you go, Hazel?
My first band was I had some musicians play my own music with me when I was younger. That
Nice.
Yeah, so I had like a little band very briefly to kind of fill out the songs that I was writing when I was like 19.
Nice.
And yeah, that was my first band. Yep.
Very cool. Uh, yeah, my first band was called Relapse. It was like the band I was in high school, and it what really like led me down the rabbit hole to being in love with being in bands. And Yeah, it's like sort of it was sort of like punk rock meets progressive metal. Um, yeah, we played shows and everything. It was really fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's I love that you it's like it's so it's fun to see like your progression of like the projects that you're a part of and
Mhm.
and being like, wow, how did I get here? Well, I'm here I am. I started off in classical music myself and never in a million years thought I was going to be a singer. I was super shy,
Mhm.
piano player, and just the thought of like not having my keyboard in front of me terrified me.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, like with MKIO, my first band, we had written a bunch of instrumental music and we couldn't find a singer. It was me and the drummer. And, it's one of those things where he was like, well, I'm not wearing a headset, so I guess it's you. And I'm like, guess so. Guess I'm gonna have to learn.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah, and so I never in a million years thought I was gonna end up singing, but here I am. So yeah, it's always fun to kind of look back on your journey, and it's always interesting to see how tangents lead you to where they are. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, Looking for some more questions. Um, DC we oh yeah, we already answered the Lindsey Sterling question. Got a lot of good movie suggestions as well. This is so awesome because I'm gonna go back through this because you know, definitely I'll have some time to watch some movies. Or maybe one movie on the flight out to Flagstaff, or maybe half a
mm,
movie, but
yeah.
um,
Oh,
it's always nice having
I'm seeing a question from Jason Lee Tucker on Facebook,
Mhm.
asking about if Florida dates are possible. Yes. So we were supposed to play Absolution Fest this past fall on our last tour. It was yet another mishap that happened on this tour, and because of the hurricane that came through Tampa, that got canceled. So I believe that is getting rescheduled. So yes, we are looking to some Florida dates in the fall next year. I'm not exactly sure when the reschedule is happening, but we will definitely keep you
Mhm.
posted as
Yeah.
soon as we find out. So yeah, we absolutely love playing in Florida. Have so many wonderful friends there. So looking forward to getting back there for sure.
Um, Neil is as on YouTube's asking what was the funniest prank you ever played on a fellow band member, and who was it? I don't know. Have do we play pranks? But I mean, we don't really like prank each other.
Gordon always messes with me. Gordon always
That's
messes
true.
with me.
Yeah,
So yes,
he leaves like little
uh,
weird presents for you on stage sometimes.
he does. Yep. This is
He
what
also
it.
went he was when I went to go open the the trailer, he had packed himself inside of it and was waiting for me to open it. Do you remember that? And then he
No.
jumped out, and I was like,
Of
I don't even know
course.
how long he was waiting in there.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Band family, y'all. Band
He
family. Like,
definitely
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had definitely sat in there for a little bit,
yeah.
waiting for someone to open it.
I did not
And
know
there's
about this.
Yeah.
then there's the legend of the stinky burrito.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah. Also
I don't know if that's a
Gordon.
prank though, but I
No,
think it
that was
was.
an unintentional. So okay, there was we were on a really long tour. I think this was like a 2-month tour. And somewhere in the middle of the tour, there's like this ghost smell that's like wafting in and out. And at first, it's like tour smells happen. Tour smells just happen. Like, you stink, everyone around you stinks, the clothes
Yeah,
are stinking, the van is
it's true.
stinking. So we didn't really know. Like, it was just sort of like something doesn't smell quite right. And we let it go. And then as the days went on, it just got worse and worse and worse. And finally, one day we're in Georgia. I remember we're in Georgia. Don't ask me how I remember that, but I just remember we're in Georgia, and everyone was just like, I can't stand it anymore. And so we had to gut the entire van, and we
Oh,
found this burrito underneath a seat, deep underneath a seat. So we had to literally gut it to find it. And it was there for weeks since the beginning of the tour. So the
That's
offending
the
burrito
and
story.
that is the legend of the stinky burrito.
But yeah, the legend of it, which was we later found out was Gordon's.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, that's where it went."
that's
So Blank Thought is asking if we ever go busking and what's our experience like in that. Yes, I've done my share of busking here in Southern California, like in Santa Monica and Venice, which is really fun. You actually need a permit to be able to do that here. But we've also done busking in New Orleans, which you can just go out there and play, and I absolutely love it. I found that it's like with all the busking that's happening that you need a little bit of amplification. But we did it just like we just showed up in New Orleans and just did it. And we found this
Yeah,
little nook that had good acoustics. So we were able to just kind of like go,
and
which was
we
awesome.
we did stream it too. Like, so if you were
Mhm.
around a few years ago, you might have even seen it because we streamed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremiah is wondering what kind of pets does Hazel have?
just does he know? Do they know? They know. They must know.
I think they might. Some of them know.
Oh, I almost lost you guys. Or did I lose you? Hello?
No, you're
Oh,
here.
you're
Oh,
here.
okay. Um, my pet is a parrot. I have a pet parrot. His name is Spanky, and that is the only pet I have currently. Oh, I did lose y'all.
Oh
Oh
no,
no, I can hear you.
we can hear
Oh,
you, but maybe
okay.
you're frozen. No, you're not frozen.
Okay.
You're good.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know what's
Oh,
going on.
actually, your
I
video
don't
is
see
gone.
myself. Okay, let me try it.
Mhm. All right, he's coming out. He's coming in.
I don't know what
All right.
happened.
Yeah, your video is off, but I can still hear you.
Well, that's weird. Let me leave and then come back in.
Yep, I'll be here. We'll be
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Cool. We'll hold down the fort.
Okay.
So
All
we're
right.
getting asked by PHVG3 on Twitch if we're coming to Chicago. Yes, we don't have anything currently planned. We're in this super focused studio mode right now, but Chicago is definitely one of our favorite places to play. And we are overdue for a Chicago trip, so we will absolutely be back there and play Chicago. And I saw the same for Minnesota.
Mhm.
So yeah, absolutely, we'll be coming through when we are back out there and ready to release our As Above, So Below. So we wanted to just kind of like focus on finishing that first and making, the art around that before we get back out there again. But we definitely will be coming back. So yes.
Yeah. George is wondering if the NOLA experience is happening next year. That's a
Hmm.
really good question. I think I would think so. I mean, it was so fun this last year, like, and everyone's been asking who went. It's like, can we do this again? So, um, yeah, I mean, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. We had such an amazing time in New Orleans.
Yeah,
It was really, really special. And I don't know, I feel like we absolutely, I mean, like this is tradition. We should absolutely do it again. So,
yeah,
yes, the answer is yes. We are absolutely doing another New Orleans experience.
yeah,
When we create it, we like to create something unique and different each year too. So, if anybody is interested for sure in coming next year, we are definitely open to suggestions in terms of like activities and experiences you'd like to
yeah,
have. So please send them our way. I love the inspirations. So, we had such an awesome time this past year. So that's something that we're super excited to experience again with y'all.
yeah. So much fun. Oh man. We've got some pictures and videos too. Like, we'll be going through it and getting them out, probably, towards the end of the year. But I imagine we'll probably start sending out more information and stuff like as the new year comes.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Oh, we're hearing from Brian, and getting some love from Kansas. We had such a great time playing in Kansas this past tour, so it's great to see you on here. Seeing Matt Harsha from St. Louis, and Matt was actually the incredible artist that created the Tosh action figure doll, and so yes, it's so great to see you on here. I love seeing our talented artist friends. Um, Brian is asking me if we would ever put a concert out on Blu-ray. Absolutely love this idea. We've been asked actually quite a bit about putting together something with our live show. And yeah, I think that is definitely in order. I know we're planning something very, very special for our album release. So once we have that um, for sure like solidified and we know the actual date of what when that's going to be released. I think we want to put together like a really special album release concert, and I think that might be something really fun to film it so that everyone that can't be there can experience it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a good idea. We should definitely film it and make a whole thing out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, let's see. Oh, Jason was asking why we named the double album As Above, So Below. Um, he says it's an esoteric phrase. So he's just wondering what our thoughts are behind it. And I just feel like the actual phrase is symbolic of a conceptual idea of like how we wanted to chart the music. And I don't want to give too much away as well, because we've yet to release So Below. But if you think it's sort of like it symbolizes in life, there's dark and light, there's off and on. It's like we live in a world where there's oftentimes like, you know, zeros and ones essentially. So, um, and it's just the interplay between those elements, within our lives, within the world and the universe itself. So, um, yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah, for sure. When we were first creating the album, it's we love doing creative writing retreats, and we actually we were in the middle of a creating writing retreat in January of 2020. So this was right before the pandemic hit. And we had no idea like this was going to happen.
Yeah,
We were doing our creative writing retreat. We wrote 17 songs, and we were like, well, there's a lot of material here. Like, we should make this into a double album. And at the time, our friend Daphne Yap, who did the cover art for the album, like we were messaging back and forth, and she came up like with this beautiful artwork. And I was talking to her about playing around with the concept of the tree of life, of the breaking of chains, finding freedom, and what is it exactly that chains us as humans? What is it that keeps us from our sense of freedom? and finding that freedom. So those are like some concepts that we were playing around with. I love the idea with as above, so below, and so within, as without, just like the microcosms that happen within our own life, that can be applied to the external world. So I find that like it's like if you draw really internally in, like when you're really examining yourself very, very internally, I think that can actually be reflective of what's going on in the outside world to others as well. So, yes, not to get too deep on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
But yeah,
Super light.
yes. I've never been a person that can really like have fluffy conversations. This is why I'm terrible at parties. Like sometimes that I just like I don't do shallow conversations too well. So either I pet the animals or I have like really deep conversations with like one or two people. So
Yeah.
yeah. I'm seeing
Cool.
Neil that's asking us to come back to Bullhead City. And yes, we would love to. We had so much fun when we were there before. So we will definitely be back for sure.
Yeah, it was a fun show.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm seeing Rock D107 sending us greetings on Instagram and Leo as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, we are also live on Instagram. Hello, Instagram.
Yes, yes, yes. Hello.
Grammars.
Um, I'm looking for some more questions. Let's see. I see a bunch of people still joining. So hello everyone. If you're just joining now, welcome to the stream and feel free to ask us some questions. Johanna from Finland is here in the Facebook chat, and they're saying that there's a festival every month in summer. So a lot of bands come all over the world to play it. And yeah, that'd be amazing to come to Finland and play there. That would be a dream come true. So you never know. We hope to make it out, to an international tour one of these days. And then we won't have to
Yeah.
worry about our van, like whatever, because we'll just be out in a place where we'll have to rent something else and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely on the bucket list. I feel like there's a growing bucket list of places that we would love to visit. Even within the US, like there's places that we still have yet to play. So yeah, but internationally, I think that's something that we have our eyes set on. Crossing the pond, so to speak, in the next year or two. That's definitely something we'd love to do. Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah. Micah is asking about a songwriting contest. There are definitely communities that have that sort of thing. Within our own group, we do our own songwriting, and that's something that we are very, very passionate about and very, very deeply love. So that's a big part of our personal expression here in Alice land, is getting to do our own songwriting. But within our Discord community, we actually have some very cool collaborations. And so like I really love like seeing our Mad Hatters like collaborating with each other. So if you're interested in being a part of that community and meeting other artists and like-minded people, you're very, very welcome to join us. I always love seeing the other creatives like joining forces and making things together. So yeah, like it's highly encouraged to do the makes. But yeah, like that's something that I think would be really awesome to see you on there. So.
Yeah, I just posted the link on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram to join our Discord because we need you to be
Yes,
part of the
yes.
community.
Come and chat with us. So we spend
Yeah.
we spend time on there and we love interacting with everyone on there as well. So yes.
Um, we do some from time to time have some really fun contests on our Mad Hatter Army Facebook group community. So if you're part of that, just keep your eyes out. And we're thinking of doing like something for something coming up for around Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving. So keep your eyes peeled for some fun things that we've got going on.
I like to look at it as more like games, like games. I grew up in a really competitive classical environment, and from that experience, which wasn't the most positive for me personally, because I was like, it's very strange to be judged on art and music. Well, I realized that there is merit to it for sure. But it's like I think I'm one of those people that I'm like, we should all be winners because we are all participating. So yes, I like to hand out participation awards to everybody that is
Yeah,
brave enough to put themselves out there. So
for
yes,
sure. Yeah, and join us on Discord too.
yes, please, please.
Yes. Um, Sweet. I'm looking for more questions. I'm not really seeing too much else. Songwriting.
Does anyone have like favorite holiday dishes? I know we are starting to enter into the holiday season. So does anybody have any favorite dishes or desserts that they like to make or partake of? Mr. Scott Hazel, do y'all have any favorites?
I mean, I kind of like the traditional Thanksgiving food, but you know, I'm definitely a fan of like cheesecake and pumpkin pie. So yeah,
You're all about the
that's good stuff.
desserts.
That's
I'm
good stuff.
not
Well,
about the desserts. You can have all those desserts that you want.
yeah.
Because
So
I'm
what are
gonna
your
be
favorites?
eating the deviled eggs.
Oh,
Nice. Yeah.
Give me the salty snacks.
the
Yeah,
salty
that's good.
snacks.
That's good stuff too.
Mia is
You.
saying candied yams and baked mac and cheese. That sounds
Mhm.
awesome. So yum.
I'm definitely a fan of baked mac and cheese for sure.
Yes, yes, yes. And
Yeah.
for people that are vegan, I know how to make a mac and cheese that is actually from sweet potatoes. So it's like a sweet potato puree.
So that sounds good.
Um, it's very tasty. Highly recommend. I found the recipe off of Kimberly Snyder's website, and it is very tasty.
Yum.
Yes. Heat Russo is saying a strawberry raspberry cake. And if it's anything like your incredible fudge, I am sure it is magic.
That is
So
the person we all need to be talking to when it
yes.
comes to making
For real,
desserts.
that fudge. Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm gonna put you on blast there, Pete, but oh my
Uh,
god. Oh my god.
like I
The
feel like
fudge was real.
I was living off of that fudge for a few days. It was both good and bad, you know. Like
Yes.
fudge is amazing, but if that's your primary source of nutrition, it's probably not the best thing for a few days, but it did the job and it kept me going. So I really appreciate it.
Well, then it is a great source of nutrition
Yeah, exactly.
because fueled by fudge. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm seeing pecan pie from John Horn. So I mentioned I'm from Texas and my parents have a pecan tree. And so like one of my favorite things to do is making a fresh pecan pie from like the pecans from our tree. And I don't know, I might be biased, but I think there is nothing like a Texas pecan. So
Mhm.
I do love a proper pecan pie.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good stuff too.
I'm seeing, homemade rolls, banana pudding, deviled eggs, green bean casserole. That is awesome. Y'all, I'm getting
Mhm.
hungry. I'm like, uh-oh.
Time for early
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
I think we need to have a cooking stream. I'm just putting this out there. Like one of our future streams, we need to do a little cooking together. I'm just saying. That would be very fun.
That would be really fun. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
Let's
it.
do it. We're gonna do it. We'll have to set it up in the
Yes.
kitchens.
Yeah, I love this idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're doing it. Done deal.
Oh, I'm
Martha Stewart
seeing
style.
yeah. Everyone can bring their favorite dishes, recipes, all the things.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Could have an Alice cooking show.
Yeah.
I'll be the
I
random
love
bunny
this.
in the background.
The taste tester, the most
Yeah,
important job, of
The
course.
random
Yes.
bunny.
yeah.
The
Like, who's
salmon.
that? Oh, that's
Like
a Scott.
salmon.
He's dressed up
Scott
as a
does
Yes.
salmon
salmon.
really well, so he's the salmon.
Yeah, I can make some. I can make some mean fish.
I pretty much
Oh,
exclusively cook in the Instant Pot, but I'm really good with the Instant Pot. I made
Nice.
everything from like jerk chicken. I just made jambalaya.
wow. So with the Instant Pot, does it like how long does it actually take? It's super quick, right?
It's a lot faster than traditional cooking, yeah, because it has that
Yeah.
pressurized aspect to it. So it does take a little
Mm,
bit more time than when it says the recipe says 6 minutes. It does take time to get up to pressure, so it could take 16 minutes rather than six. But
Wow. Dude,
mm,
that's so quick.
and you can do
yeah.
almost everything in it. Like cooking the meat in there, you can saute it and then you put it in and pressure cook it. It's great. It's great.
Mm. Ooh, I'm seeing Dwayne from Tucson saying banana bread. Nice. Nice. I'm seeing
Yeah.
pumpkin pie and peanut butter cookies.
Mm.
Mhm. This is good.
Yes.
John
A
Horn
cheesy
says,
goulash.
"Food on the Alice store."
Yes.
Well, we do have hot sauce and tea, so I guess that sort of counts as a food product. So,
This is
um,
true. This is true. But
mhm.
a recipe book. I love this idea. I think
Ooh,
we might have
recipe
to
book.
make a
Wow,
recipe book.
holy crap.
Maybe with some stories. Yes. I
Hmm.
love this idea.
It's a great
Um,
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. We shall make it so.
Yes, this is
Yes.
happening.
Yes.
Well, it could also be
I
like
see.
your tour meals too, Tosh. Like
They
Alice
have to be in there.
recipe tour
Yes.
meals
Yes.
plus like Hazel's fudge and beef jerky and stuff like that would be
Yes.
really
Yes.
cool. You
Yes.
know. Mhm.
I didn't make
Though I
beef jerky this last time. I
I
failed.
That's
know.
true.
I
Didn't
That's
know.
true. That's okay.
Such.
We were fed with many amazing snacks along the way. So
Oh my
yes.
God. Yeah. I'm
Mhm.
excited to get back to the van because there might be some snacks in there.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
I just
like, I
threw
think.
up a little bit. Ah, ah.
I'm like, but do we really want you to eat those snacks, Scott?
It's
Oh,
preserved.
oh, I'm seeing the ghostly blurry face. After a year, I made it to a stream. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for making it to our stream. We're discussing favorite holiday foods, and I think it's turned into favorite foods in general. But
Yeah.
yes, yes, and discussing
Ghostly. Yes.
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Ghostly Blurry Face is a really cool name.
That's an awesome name.
Yeah. I'm checking out your channel. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, I love so Brian Rudd is saying you call the book Into the Rabbit Hole Cooking and Cheshire Cat Desserts. I love it.
So
And
good.
Matt, we absolutely loved your treats that you brought us as well. It was absolutely amazing. That kind of got dusted within not even an hour. Like we opened up the containers and they were gone. So thank you. If it gives you any sign of how much we love them.
Hmm.
DC Stevens is saying, Scott, please don't eat any mystery burritos that you find in White Rabbit.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Nope. Not happening. I think we did a
Yes,
pretty good job cleaning it up, but I feel like there's been some reports of things that have gone missing. So I'm going to be looking through the van to see if those things turn up.
Ooh, I
Mhm.
see go on to on Instagram saying tamales and pozole. I love
Oh, wow.
both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, so good.
Banana bread from
Hmm.
Tucson.
Hmm.
Uh, Juan from Tucson. Banana bread. It's good stuff.
Oh, this is a sweet question from Jason Heckler on YouTube. What about creature comforts? What can you absolutely not tour without? Phones don't count, so stuffed animals, toys, books, pictures, that kind of thing. I'll go first. For me, it's my Jack Skellington like stuffy. I need my Jack on tour. Not
It's
Mhm.
gonna
true.
lie. Yes, we snuggle on my bench, and that's how I sleep soundly, is because Jack protects me.
Aw.
How about y'all? You've got Snowball, Hazel.
I know I love Snowball, and I need a squish. I also need a blanket.
Mm,
I got a new blanket. I got a tour blanket. It's a sparkly black one, but it's very soft.
yeah, that was
And
good.
Yes,
I have it in my studio too, so it
nice.
definitely has the vibes, the tour vibes. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think that's it.
Um, so creature comforts.
Hmm.
Um, I need a bottle of sriracha. That's a
It's
requirement.
true.
It's
It's
true.
true.
Yeah,
It's
It's
true.
and
true.
and I think that's about it. I don't think like yeah
You,
anything
you're
else
like
like I'm good.
sriracha and I'm
Sriracha
good.
requirement because like you can make any food just a little spicier with it. So
I need my spices because we do
mhm.
we do cooking on the road when we don't get meals, and so I like flavorful foods, and so yes, I need my spices from the Shire. They come with us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Jason Hackler is like, ever hear of a whoopee? Yeah, Jack is totally my whoopee for sure.
Pete says Tasha's large menagerie of stuffed potatoes.
Yes, yes, I have many stuffed potatoes.
We
Mhm.
did post a potato the other day, so to be fair, and
Yes.
we had like this whole like the day before because Hazel joined in the second half of the tour, and our friend Laura was with us for the first 10 days. And on the very last night, she like was on a mission to eat a potato, and it was like we like drove all the around town. We're like, what places are open because this is her last night. We have to treat her to like a potato meal or something, and she was freaking out. It was awesome, and we found something. It was amazing. So.
I understand that when you get those cravings, and the
Mhm.
potato craving is real,
Yeah.
got to answer that call.
Hmm.
I love the Alexander Wool. She who has the spice has the universe. Indeed.
And it's the truth.
Indeed.
Yes.
It's the truth. So Pete's asking if Laura ever got her Taco Bell. And unfortunately, I will say no because it turned out that, when it was put in front of her, she was like somewhat nauseated and she was
Yeah.
like, I can't do it. I'm so sorry. Like I want to, but and so instead, like I think I ate whatever she was gonna eat. So I took care of that quickly. So
Yes. We had a picture of her in front of Taco Bell, and I think that's as far as she would go. But
yeah.
yes, Scotland took one for the team.
But then she was like all about the potatoes. So I was like, all right, let's get those potatoes.
Yes.
Yeah, we got French
Uh,
fries and all kinds of weird stuff. It was amazing.
DC Stevens is asking if blackout curtains count as tour creature comfort. Yes, we do have our blackout curtains in the tour van, which actually really helps a lot because you are trying to get naps because you don't obviously sleep a lot between packing out. And usually, when by the time we're finished loading out, it's usually like around 3 a.m. On average. Like sometimes there's like even later times, like depending on the venue. And then sometimes you have to get on the road as early as like 6 or 7 the next morning. So you have to sleep very fast.
Yeah.
And then, yes, the blackout curtains are super helpful to get naps in the van along the way. So, yes, definitely a creature comfort for sure.
Mhm. I feel like also I have a pillow and a sleeping bag too. So that's pretty important, for wherever you might end up, having at least a pillow and some sort of thing to sleep on is pretty important when you're touring.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, your bedding, the food, those are definite. I don't even know if I would say they're creature comforts. They're kind of necessities because,
Yeah.
sleep and food are requirements to be human. I think. So yes. Blank Fat is saying DL monitor nutrition and health more closely on tour or more. This is the best we can do with what we have. Actually, like for the most part, the band like we tend to veer on the healthy side. So if when people ask like, if they can bring food, I always say that. Granted, we love our treats. But I think, it's one of those things where it really does make a difference when you feel as optimal as you possibly can. Because touring is very, very physically taxing. So we do our best to try to feed the minds and bodies as we are traversing along from time zone to time zone. So yeah, we're pretty nerdy actually when it comes to like trying to take care of ourselves on tour. So
Yeah, it's important.
yeah, yeah, I try to make lots of fresh fruits and veggie snacks for everyone and that sort of thing. And everyone has their own like fitness regimens as we're going along depending on what we have time for. But everyone either runs or that sort of thing, does body weights, yoga, that sort of thing,
Yeah,
just to try to keep ourselves somewhat as healthy as possible, like I said, on tour.
yeah.
So yeah.
Just the physical lifting of all the gears is definitely a workout. And then like performing, like that too is like an intense cardio thing for me. Like it's a very
Mhm.
physical. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like every day is probably the equivalent of going to like, you know, 3 or 4 different gym sessions, like in the span of one
Yeah.
day. So
Yeah.
you get pretty exhausted,
Yeah.
but it's a good workout.
Yeah. So Laura's asking what spices that I like to use. And So I actually like my go-tos include like garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, that sort of thing. But I also really like it just depends on the dish, like Italian seasoning, chili powder if I'm using beans. Um, Gordon doesn't like cumin. That's a random fact, but so I don't use cumin in our cooking, just because I try to make it friendly for everyone. But I do love cumin for my own stuff back at home. Let's see. Oh, curry powder. I love making like different things that have like kind of a curry flavor, depending on what we're cooking. Yeah, so just depends on the dish. But I always carry a stash of like onions and garlic as kind of a baseline. I love using them. Oh, ginger as well, some spice.
Yeah, it's all
Yes. And
good.
if I'm cooking Thai food, like I cook like with like fish sauce, lime. I love kind of blending like the sweet and the salty flavors as well. So that's what I use in my Thai cooking. So yeah.
Yum yum.
Yum
Mhm.
yum. Yes.
Well, I think we're almost at that time for tea
Yeah.
time, you know. It was awesome getting to hang with everyone. We hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving holiday if you celebrate Thanksgiving. Eat merrily and feast merrily and enjoy all the family time and that stuff. Um, and yeah, we'll be back at it. I'm sure we'll do another one of these Sunday hangs though, maybe this month.
Yep.
But
Yeah. But
uh,
yeah, in the
yeah,
meantime, wishing you all a wonderful rest of
yes.
your Sunday, rest of your week.
Mhm,
Thank you so much for spending the time with us, for your wonderful, thoughtful questions and shares. It's been
mhm,
awesome getting to hang with everyone. And thank you all so much again for your love and support as well. Really means the world to us.
mhm.
And yeah, just very grateful for our amazing community. So
Absolutely.
many loves, you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're in the inner circle, make sure to check your email for the link that was sent out, and then you could come hang out with us on Zoom. We'll take like a 5-minute break or something, and then we'll start letting people in. We'll hope to see you soon.
Yes. All right.
All
Bye,
right.
y'all.
Talk to you later.